Welcome to Denton Outdoors. I'm in the Wichita Mountains backpacking in the Charon Garden Wilderness. This should be a really nice, relaxing adventure. Come along. This has been on my bucket list for a while. I've been to the Wichita Mountains a couple times, but I've never backpacked in the Charon Garden Wilderness. So this should be a really nice, relaxing one night out. Probably gonna see some buffalo or some bison, maybe some elk and some deer, so fingers crossed. Extremely sunny out here. Got all the sun gear on, my gloves, my buff, my hoodie. Just trying to keep the sun off me. Climbed a little bit in elevation and starting to get some really good views. Back behind me here we got, I think, what's called Echo Dome. And I'm just about to get into the area where you can start finding a backcountry campsite. This is a little bit different backpacking than I've done before. There's no designated campsites. There's just a big designated camping area, and they give you coordinates as to where you can camp in between. So I'm just gonna kind of hike as far as I can today and find a nice place that I think looks good to camp. The crab ice is one of the rock features out here. It's one of the main ones I wanted to see, and I just got over the ridge and can see it. Pretty neat, just two balanced rocks on top of the mountain. Already got some bison up here. Gonna try to keep my distance. I think I can get around them though, but they're pretty close to the trail. It is already just beautiful back here. Back on the trail with the bison behind me. Pretty windy out here too. Gosh, I knew this was going to be a fantastic trip, but I've only been hiking for 20 or 30 minutes and already seen the bison. Got a really good view of crab eyes up here. I'll zoom into it in just a second. And down in the valley, I can see some turkey. My goal now is I'm going to go down into this valley, and you can kind of see the trail right here. I'm going to keep following it west, and we'll just go as far as we can go. Made it to a trail intersection, and this trail right behind me kind of goes up to the crab eyes. I'm not sure how much climbing it is, but I'm doing fine on time, so I think I'm going to take it for a little ways and see if I can at least get a better view of the crab eyes. Got a pretty good view of the crab eyes from right here. It's been pretty hikeable, a lot of climbing, but I haven't had to use my hands or boulder or anything, so I'm going to keep on going and see if I can get any closer. this is probably the prime view of the crab eyes. I think you can climb down and then keep going up to them, but I don't really want to go climbing any boulders right now. So maybe sit here, take a break, get a drink of water, and then I'll get heading west to find camp. Got a really nice view out towards the valley and the other mountains too. I'm back on the trail heading west, and none of these trails are really marked out here, which this is where it can get kind of confusing because it looks like there's a trail there, looks like there's one kind of there, and it also looks like this is kind of the main one. So there's no real way to know exactly which way you're going, which is why I'm using my Garmin Explorer GPS app, and I put a route in there, and that's what I'm kind of following. So if you come out here to backpack, it'd be good to have some kind of GPS with you, because the trails aren't marked that well once you get out here. So after looking at my GPS, this trail right here takes you over to Sunset Peak, and I know that there are some pretty nice areas to camp over there, and this is Sunset Peak right here. And I'm kind of tempted to go that way because some of the things I've seen, it looks pretty nice over there, but I really want to keep trying to go west, so that's what I'm going to do for now. Maybe on my way back tomorrow, I'll hop over there and see what it looks like. This is actually a pretty nice campsite right here, right by the intersections of the trails. I still think I'm going to try to go west further, but I mean, it's only like 4 now, so I'll probably hike for an hour, and if I don't find anything, I'll just walk back over here and camp right here. Down in the valley now, it's pretty thick. I can tell way less people hike back this far. Probably follow this valley for maybe about a mile, and that should get me to kind of the far west camping area. I think the trail goes through this creek, but I'm gonna see if I can go up and rock hop across and try not to get my feet wet. The brush has gotten pretty thick. I got across the little creek without getting my feet wet, but I think I'll probably have to go across again, so we'll see later. But it's gonna be a little bit of slow going getting through all these trees and brush. Just crossed the little creek again, but there were some big rocks, so I didn't get my feet wet. The brush is so thick back here. I'm definitely doing the most right now. You definitely don't have to backpack very far into this backpacking area to get a really beautiful and really nice campsite. But I don't know. I'm just feeling adventurous, so I'm just gonna keep on going and pushing through all the brush. The trail's kind of opened back up, thank goodness, out of the brush. Might have to go back in some, but I'm gonna enjoy this for a little bit. I think there's kind of like a north loop and a south loop that gets you to this kind of far west point of the camping area. Tomorrow I might try to find the north part of the loop. It might be a little bit easier. I don't have that route put into my GPS, but I know that you can't really see it too well, but this peak over here, Sunset Peak, it just kind of follows the base of that, so I wouldn't get lost or anything. I just might have a little bit of trouble finding the trail. So I don't know, I'm gonna think about that. See maybe if I can get an easier way without going through so much brush tomorrow morning. Kind of made it to the end here, the furthest west point where they allow you to camp. Kind of just looking for a good place to camp. Kind of found this little ridge here with a good view of the mountain that I might camp on. The actual waypoint is just a little bit further behind me, so I'm gonna go to the actual waypoint that I had pinned and see if there is an actual kind of campsite there. Well, I'm standing right on top of the waypoint that I had pinned for this west place you could camp. I don't really see any place that it looks like people have camped before, but I see a couple places I think I might be able to make work, and the views are pretty awesome from this little ridge right here. So I'm gonna see what I can do to make this work. Got camp set up. It's a pretty good view. I'm sitting right on a cliff looking out over the valley. I'm a little bit worried about the wind, but I got everything sticked down real good, so nothing to go flying. It just might be kind of a noisy night. Oh, I'm gonna just sit back now and relax and enjoy the sunset. Oh man, this is nice. It's just a little bit windy, but not too bad. I'm gonna enjoy some dinner while I watch the sunset. Brought out a couple bananas and a pack of lentils. I've just been chilling on this rock, enjoying the evening. Exactly what I need. Nice, quiet, and peaceful. Oh, it has been such a relaxing evening. I've just been chilling at camp for like 2 hours, pulled out my pillow and laid down on a rock for a while. It's been really nice. I came up through kind of this valley by this mountain, but I think I'm gonna go out by this one, and this is Sunset Peak here. And this will take me out to the trail that I said earlier today I kind of wanted to go up and see. And hopefully it's a little less overgrown. It was pretty tough getting back here, and honestly I'm not quite too sure it's totally worth hiking all the way back here and going through all the brush. The biggest benefit is there's nobody else back here, so I'm sure there's probably people camping in those nice campsites up closer to the trailhead, but there is absolutely nobody back here. Coyotes just started going crazy. The sun is pretty much set behind me. Sunset is always one of my favorite times in the day. So interesting with the coyotes, and I've heard a couple owls hooting, heard some doves. It's always such a peaceful, quiet time, and I'm glad the wind has died down too. beautiful morning here, my goodness. Kind of surprised there aren't any bison or deer or elk out anywhere. I did hear a turkey this morning though. I slept pretty good. I was in bed for like 11 hours, so either way I got a lot of rest. It got a little bit windy in the middle of the night, but for the most of the time it was very, very peaceful, very quiet. I feel like I say this about a lot of the campsites I have, but this one might be the most beautiful campsite I've ever had. I'm all packed up. Sun is just about to come up over the mountain ridge. Like I said yesterday, I kind of took the south trail over by this mountain that kind of got me back to this westernmost point. This time I'm going to take the more northern trail, if I can find it, which kind of follows the base of Sunset Peak over there. Back down in the valley, and I'll pretty much follow this little creek all the way around the base of Sunset Mountain. I've pretty much abandoned the idea of trying to follow a trail because it's just not going to work. It's going to be impossible. The trail just gets too thin and it goes all everywhere. So I'm just going to follow the creek bed all the way up, and it should eventually get me back to the trails that are a little more used. It was starting to get pretty thick down in the little valley by the creek. So I climbed up just a little bit and found a little faint trail kind of going in the direction I need. So I'm going to follow it for a while and kind of see where it takes me. Just got to a little ridge that would also be a beautiful campsite. This is kind of my first time doing like off-trail kind of navigating and hiking. And this is a pretty good place to do it, it seems, because there's not a huge area where you can do it in, or that you at least you can backpack in and camp in. And all the markers are pretty easy. Like, you know, when you got these, like one of these is Sunset Peak. I think it's this one is Sunset Peak. I've just kind of been keeping that as my kind of anchor point as to where I need to go. I know I need to get past it to get back to the car, and it opens up quite a bit, and the trail should be pretty easy to find on the other side of Sunset Peak. I can actually see the crab eyes off in the distance. I don't think they'll show up in the camera. And then Elk Mountain is somewhere back over there too. And it's basically kind of just this one valley that you can follow out, and then you got to get back, and you can kind of do it however you want. Oh man, I just saw an elk. That is awesome. That's one other thing that I was really hoping I would see. I love seeing the elk out here. And if I saw one, there's probably more. So I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled, try to stay quiet, and see if I can see any more. Just to the south of the Wildlife Refuge is a military base, and they're flying some jets up in the air right now. I think I counted 4, so it's kind of interesting to see all those jets flying up in the air. I'm kind of up on a ridge, and I can see pretty much everything that I need to see right now. Crab Eyes is back there behind me. You might be able to kind of make it out. But the way this kind of works here is this is Sunset Peak. I don't know what this mountain is called back here, but there's kind of this high ground in between, and then there's a valley on either side that follows the mountain in this high ground. So basically, going out to the west, I followed this valley by this mountain, and then coming back this morning, I followed the valley by Sunset Peak. So it is kind of a choose your own adventure. The trails west of Crab's Eye are basically non-existent, so it's just kind of like pick what you can, use your GPS if you need, but things are pretty clear, at least following the creeks, and then if you know which mountains are which, then it's pretty easy to get back to where you need to be. Everything east of Crab Eye yesterday was super easy. The trails were really worn, not a lot of brush. So if you want to go west of Crab Eye, I'd say be prepared to do some bushwhacking and maybe have a GPS. If you're staying east of Crab Eye, it's really, really easy. I'm just about parallel with Crab Eyes to the back of me and right next to Sunset Peak, and I just came across what would be a beautiful campsite. The trails are starting to get a little bit easier to follow too as I get further east. And man, yeah, I think if I were to come back here and do backpacking again, I would maybe want to camp right here at the base of the peak. Just came across some more really nice campsites. Somebody could even maybe set up a hammock back here. I am way off the beaten path right now, kind of trying to bushwhack my way over to where I think the main trail is that got me out here. I did see one bison off in the distance, spooked up some deer, and I can smell the bison right now, so I would imagine there are some pretty close. So keeping my head up, trying to watch around me, and making sure I don't spook up a bison. Man, this is some serious exploring right now. I found a pretty good trail now, and I'm kind of following in the direction I need to go, but it's 100% a game trail. Every time I pass through some twigs or anything, they all got animal hair on them. Just got out of that thick bunch of trees and it opened up to this beautiful prairie land, and I think the main trail is just a bit over there, so we're gonna keep hiking. It's been taking me a little longer than I wanted to, but I don't know, I kind of figured it would since I was trying to take a way that I didn't take yesterday, and didn't have GPS for the trails, and the trails were so thick. But man, this is still beautiful and such a good adventure. Real pretty little pond here with some geese on it. Found the main trail that got us out here. This is where we saw the bison yesterday coming out here. Man, such a neat hike. So basically what I did is I followed the valley of this mountain kind of up, and then I just cut across to get back over to this trail. And then going out, I followed this mountain valley going out. So what a great adventure. I basically covered all the ground in which you can kind of camp in. Next time if I did this again, I would probably just camp somewhere over towards Sunset Peak, and then I'd maybe try to climb the mountain. It looks pretty neat, and I know that some people, I've seen some videos of some people climbing the mountain. I'm gonna walk over here to what looks like maybe a pretty good little viewpoint before I start heading back. Somebody had their camp set up here yesterday, and you can see the main trail from here. This is probably the easiest place to get to and one of the first places where you can camp. But there's pretty good view all the way around. And I would imagine there's probably bison out here almost all the time, or at least while you're camping here, you'd probably see some. I'm just about back to the trailhead. Didn't see a single person on my way out this morning, so super peaceful. What a wonderful trip. There wasn't very much information when I was looking into backpacking in this Charon's Garden Wilderness. So hopefully if you're looking to backpack here, maybe this would be a little helpful. And if not, hopefully you enjoyed the adventure just as much as I did. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure.